Hi, today I'm going to show you a boss fight with Xesht as a Chronomancer. Now to start, you can see it's tier 3. I'll show you what I use later. Okay, let's go. I know using triple orbs will make them weaker, but it really isn't a big deal. I'm also using a +3 gem for Incinerate, which I could swap for the one for the orb, but yeah, this is alright. Wait, the gameplay is smooth enough to my liking. When it comes to rares, with this setup, you just let it follow you. It doesn't matter that it doesn't die right away, you're very tanky. You can take on pretty much whatever they throw at you, and you can always add some Incinerate, but because it's so slow now, I would say ignore it. Ignore the rare monsters and just move on. Even dodge everything, just throw an occasional fireball to speed things up. Quite possibly this kind of setup is for people who are a bit more on the lazy side, so same as me. And oh, it plays well. This kind of setup really does. I've been trying different things, and I haven't seen a single video for 0.4 which works fine. Now the main part about this setup I'm showing you here is that it has massive pre-coup and increased item rarity. Now I know I rushed this little thing, but I just wanted the timer to hide itself so that I know I'm safe. Okay, I try not to skip rare monsters, but because they might take too much time, it's just safer to blink past them. And yeah, you can take on most of what they throw at you, but it's best to just it's just best to stay safe when it comes to critical hits and so on. So you can face tank most of what the boss throws at you and recoup very fast, but it's best not to. Now I'm just going to swap for the shield. I know it's not great, and also the which other spirit requiring spells and auras you use. The ones that you want to stay should be first, and the ones that you're okay losing should be after them, because this is the way the swapping will work. So you won't have to switch them back and forth every time, and that works great. Once you set it up, you won't have to do it again, which is fantastic. Now what I'm really picking up is just the stuff that I might end up using myself, plus talismans, because this is what people are searching for right now. I think we're almost past that stage, but these are also max level, so it's quite good. Now resistances are topped almost, just not the lightning, and there was also 1% missing of chaos, but it's fine probably. Now the boss, so I just place down the orbs, time freeze, cast incinerate, withering presence makes it take more damage, aggravate, ignite, and then put some orbs down to refresh the ignite. Sometimes I get something like double what the damage you've seen here now. I'm not sure why it happens, but it's quite massive, the damage is, and the boss dies in second. Oh wait, no, that's not the right setup. No, go back. Yeah, so this is what I don't like about it. I just have to switch too many things. Basically, I have to switch just the shield, but it needs to be on the right side. Sorry, on the right gear setup. So number 2 in my case. Not sure. I think I'll pick it up, see if it's worth anything. Possibly not. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys know, but you can't get up +3 shields, sorry, focuses easily anymore. You can only get +2, which are the ones that you can get naturally. So you should really go for a +3 even. +4 are, quite expensive, but yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm going to show you the rarity and so on in a sec. Let me just have a look. Now this is not good. Also, not very good. Not really. I think I'll keep this. List it. This is not good. No rarity on it. Also no rarity. And this one is, it's got decent rolls. But again, no rarity. I'll just put last exalt. It's tier 1 live, very nice. So this is a good item in general, but not for me, so I'm just going to sell it. I don't have that much space, plus I load these all the time, so. Okay. Now, I'm just going to walk you through the equipment quickly, and hopefully you'll pick up whatever is best for you. Okay, the wand, what's important, here +5 to fire spells, and +1 on one of the runes, that's the most important. Now, helmet, energy shield plus resistances plus rarity, and out of those 3, rarity is the most important. Scepter, those are difficult to get. And focus, this one, which applies stacks of critical weakness, now that's optional. They'll do fine without it. Same for this, it's probably cheap anyway. Okay, rings, so resistances and rarity, obviously. I just ignore everything else, as you can see, no life on it. The fire flower. Oh, well, this one is a +6, but they're difficult to craft, so +4 will do. Amethyst ring with rarity and some resistances. Boots with energy shield and rarity and resistances. Ingenuity belt, whatever, and on it, and gloves. Same, and I have this little lightning damage taken recouped as life, which is nice. And charms, just rarity. Mana flask, it's the one which says recover all mana when used. It's very good. I think I picked it up for about 10 divs. And as far as focus goes, you can go between different types of focus shields. Like this one has low energy shield, but it has increased chaos damage, which we do with this setup. Cast speed, which we don't need actually at all, but it's a +4, so I picked it up anyway. And critical hit chance, which is always nice. Okay, as far as skills go, the ones I use are, nope, not this. Well, time freeze is the most important one. We have, cast time freeze duration 7 seconds, which is not great, but it's, just a little bit of extra. Now we have second wind, magnified area, more effect duration, cooldown recovery rate, rapid casting, and yeah, so time of need with prolonged duration. and mysticism. Spell damage. I'm not sure why I put it there. This is really not just prolonged duration, really not strong. Okay, Solar Orb with concentrated area, overabundance number 2. Dial as desire, but just +1 level will do. It's not a great gem and it's really expensive. Unleash for having 3 instead of 1. I mean, you can go with 1 if you don't have enough damage, but the general play through is a bit better if you just cast 3 in one go. Zenith 2 because it doesn't use any mana. Now the different stats if you'd like to compare to yours. And okay, now Incinerate. The most important part of Incinerate is 100% increase ignite duration. I know you're losing damage if you use it, but it's still great. Now this is a few diffs. You can replace it for Stoicism with 20% extra damage or whatever. Okay. Searing Flame, which was apparently designed. Now, when you take it off, you'll see your damage going up, but it's actually a trick. What you should be looking at is estimated ignite damage, which is 3.5. See, I took it off, this went up, and this went down. So the way it works is that, long story short, you get 35% extra damage because this doesn't apply to Incinerate. It's just a general stat. And you're making some sort of ghost hits or whatever. You can read into it if you like. Now this gives you 40%, that's straightforward, and now when you start casting you lose 10% of your life, which isn't a big deal. And Withering Presence plus level and prolonged duration, I think you could add some more gems to it, never mind. Blasphemy, which you use for mapping, Temporal Chains, Hide and Curse, Decaying Hex. Well, this shouldn't be here really. This doesn't work with auras. Magnified area and ritualistic curse. This should be swapped for a +1 level. Blink, second wind and cooldown recovery. Rapid assault, which is this. Oh, sorry, no, that's firebolt. It's this. So we have just on the other setup, once I start casting orbs or whatever else, I go back to my other gear set. Okay, so this goes with bleed number 3, which gives you 100% chance to inflict bleeding. Pretty more, well, not sure. Magnitude of bleeding. This is actually not needed for anything, I'm not sure. I probably read 30% and just put it on. Rapid attacks, obviously that's something you need. Or should it? I think this actually makes you cause bleeding more often. More likely to be inflicted with bleeding, yes. Okay, so here it is, more likely to be inflicted with bleeding, that's what we need. Height and accuracy, which makes you hit all the time. Ball lightning, which is something that you use with the second setup. Now what you need is as many of these little balls of lightning as possible. Okay, now multi-shot, obviously pinpoint critical, because we don't really need damage here, we need crits. Eternal Flame to refresh ignite. and projectile deceleration for hopes that it will hit the boss multiple times per single ball. We get Unleash as well, which means that's not the right spell. I think that's 9. Yeah, that's 9 of them. So with Unleash, let's say cast it like this, and you're likely to, say in 1 or 2 casts, you're very likely to refresh the ignite. But you need to remember that if you aggravate ignite, which means if this causes bleeding, it aggravates all ignites as well. So the target starts taking double damage from your ignites. If you reapply ignite, it won't stack up with it. It will reset it, which is probably a bug. So you can't do something like casting, then going with that and casting again, because it won't help you. It'll just cause you to have that second ignite only, and you'll lose all the stacks you had from the first one. So this is probably a bug which shouldn't be happening. Okay, and now Fireball is really just something I've been trying out. Now obviously this is very high level, and I'm mainly using it to burn mana to get fuel for incinerate. It works nicely though. It seems to be helping a little bit. So Unleash plus Rapid Casting 2 plus Magnified Area plus Scion's Temper and Fire Mastery, because I didn't have a better idea for it. The fluctuating damage you see is from Sands of Time, because it increases your speed of casting. Now if you go, it'll take too long probably to show you all of the setup. I will not be making path of building because I'm not familiar with that software, and I'm just playing for fun mainly, and just sharing my discoveries with you. So time freeze, which is essential, quicksand hourglass for Sands of Time, which make you cast faster and cover more ground. This is useless for this build. Apex of the moment if you need to slow everything down more, but with Blasphemy you're pretty, you'll have plenty of slow. Rapid River for recoup effects. Now the way to map it is you go that way, and yeah, let's just start from the middle. So crit, shield, recoup, this is also for recoup, and then we're going up and we're going left. This is Violet Flames, extra orb, shield. Now this is 5% of damage taken bypasses energy shield, which is good enough for what we need, and this is why we don't need that series with this build. It's actually enough, but if you're struggling to have the recoup, you can pick up some sort of Atsiri. I'll show you what it looks like just in case. So either something like that or something like that. These are the old ones. They normally roll between 10 to 15 and 10% here. Okay. You can still pick up one of the old ones, but never mind. So we have a gem which I put somewhere there called from Nothing Diamond with Wild Search Incantation, which basically means this little thing, this little ring, which allows you to pick up whatever nodes you need from within that ring without extra mapping to it. So you need slow burn, intense flames. The setup I'm showing you here is more for incinerate than for solar orbs. You could swap it for just crit chance and crit damage, but mainly crit damage really. So we have Chronomancy for extra skill effect duration. This is just something I could pick up, so I did, but it's not very important. Now shield, important. +3 to incinerate. You could swap it for solar orbs. Recoup, increased ignite duration, very important. Also increased hit damage. Now this goes crit damage and crit spell damage, and then spell damage and max energy shield. Those are the best ones you can get. You could use elemental damage, ignite duration, or something similar, or crit chance as well. One thing you should know, crit damage and crit spell damage will actually work together to increase your damage. This is something you should really know. And then as high rolls as you can get. Okay, so this gives you a lot of energy shield, because with this build you'll need some extra life if you can get it. Well, recoup. Okay, so now on this side I have actually a little bit of a mix with crit chance and ignite stuff. You could get rid of all of that and go to the left to pick some nodes from there, but I'm just going to show you the setup I use. It wouldn't make much of a difference, and I think this gives you a little bit more damage. Energy shield and skill effect duration. This is actually interesting. 15% of elemental damage taken be put as energy shield, very helpful. This is something I have on my fire flower, but I was using a fire setup and not a chaos setup before, which basically means that I could pick something else, and it would be better right now because these nodes are accessible, and before that, if you go through the middle up and so on, you don't have access to it. Okay, now spaghettification, very good node. Chaos damage attributes, movement speed, fantastic, and 53% increased chaos damage and lose 3% of maximum life and energy shield when you use a chaos skill, which actually is not true because we have fire damage, which we convert to chaos. So we're using fire skills, and in this case we don't get this negative kickback from the event horizon. So once I start casting solar orbs, I don't lose any HP, for example, but they do 100% chaos damage. And with those you go crit damage, more crit damage, also crit damage, and more critical hit chance. And some more, see, elemental damage, energy shield, crit damage, and crit spell damage. This is probably one of the best, one of the very best you can get, to be honest. And there are some interesting nodes here. This was actually in the top right corner before, and it's been moved. This is not very good. This is very good. So you might want to pick that up if your incinerate isn't good enough. And also, the other build mentioned using that. This is good, but it actually had something else on it before as well. Yeah, this is good, but not fantastic. So you could skip that. If your wand is, let's say, +% fire damage, it won't scale up with the chaos. So the jewels will do. The jewels you have, they will scale up with your chaos damage, but not your gear. So let's say if this wand had 78% increased fire damage, and you picked up this node, your damage would drop, right? So you have to be wary of that. Same goes for rings. It's very important Yeah, you can just click skills and just watch your, let's say, solar orb or incinerate damage to see how it works. Now, yeah, those are mainly the ones that you will need. Okay, so this is as far as the build goes. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I helped you a little bit to make your chronomancers better. Thank you.